What's up? How's it going? Um, so recently I tripped on morning glory seeds. um, no, it's a pretty fun experience. Um, Specific ones were heavenly blue. I still got some by the way, because it's funny, they're completely legal, yet they have a good amount of LSA in them, which is very closely related to LSD. Yeah, so I got, we'll zoom in or focus. Oh, well, it's 1,500 seeds, and they're packed by seedkingdom.com. I just ordered them on Amazon, and it was like 9.20, 9.30, not $9.30 for a pack of 1,500. Um, yeah, and I ended up weighing them as well, and it's about 52 grams of them, and I did some math, and that should turn out to be about like 1,700. So I got a bit more than I paid for, which is cool and all. Um, and yeah, and the dosage of these, apparently like a normal medium amount of dose is like 250. And it worked. It worked pretty well. It's apparently supposed to cause like some stomach aches. I didn't really get any. I don't know if it really starts activating like in higher doses, which I'm probably going to be doing next time. I'm probably going to up it to maybe like 350 to 400 next time. Um, but no, I didn't really get any stomach pains. Cause I don't know, maybe my stomach's just built different. Um, but yeah. Um, but yeah, so I did about 250. I mostly just weighed out about like 6 grams, which was supposed to be a closest 250. I think it was like actually like 6.3 grams. But I counted it, and it looked like 250. So yeah. Um, just 1 second. There we go. Some tunes. Um, but yeah. Next time I'm probably going to be doing 350 to 400. I might do another trip report on that if it's much different, but if it's not much different, then I might not. Um, but yeah, so the actual trip itself, uh, it took a while to come on. It took about like an hour and a half, well, an hour before I started feeling some effects, and it was about 2 hours in before I was like, no, you know what? Yes, I am tripping right now, cause my dad helped me prepare them, and it might sound funny that my dad helped me trip, but he's cool with it, I guess. Um, yeah, we kind of grind like put them in a coffee grinder, ground them into a pulp, not a pulp really, but like little shards of seed. And people usually eat them in something, so I mashed them into like a bowl of ice cream, and just ate them with some ice creams because I saw some other kid just eat them with ice cream, and it worked for him. So I was like, yeah, fuck it. Um, and also we had ice cream. I also had yogurt and applesauce, but I wanted ice cream. Um, but yeah, and he left around the 2 hour mark, and he came into my room and he was like, "You feel anything?" And I'm like, "Not really. Maybe not really though." He's like, "Well, your eyes are pretty big, so you'll probably if you move around, you might feel something." And I'm like, maybe because I had just been sitting in my bed watching YouTube videos, mostly waiting for it to start. um, and I was like, yeah, maybe. And then he left to do something for. I think he went to like a small like get together with some friends for like 4 hours. So he came back a bit later that night. The time was around like 7 o'clock by this time. I ate the seeds around 5. Um, and basically right as he closed the door, that's when like I could feel like the state coming in. I was like, oh wait, you know what? It's really happening now. Like before I felt like warm fuzzies, but now it's like really starting to happening. The room sort of it didn't it didn't have many visual effects is a thing. Like I there weren't for me there weren't a lot of like shimmerings or like visuals or patterns or much like LSD has. If I closed my eyes, I could see some patterns and visuals, but only if I like really closed my eyes and focused on like wanting to see these things. Um, what really happens like it kind of felt like there was like an energy flowing through me to sound like hippie, but like it definitely did like kind of communicate with you through like an energy, where LC usually tries to communicate with, like visuals. And I haven't tried shrooms, but apparently shrooms does it more like an audio thing. I don't know, I've been watching a shit ton of Terrence McKenna and he talks about this shit. um which is where I got the idea to uh, try Morning Glories, because he said he had tried them and they're a good analog, good natural analog for him. But yeah, and so then I got up, and that's why I noticed one thing that people warned me about, like the muscle contractions or whatever, and it only happened in the backs of my legs, like like in the right here, here, and here. It felt very tight, and so when I initially got up, I was like, "Ooh, those are sore," you know. Um, but walking around kind of got like the moving, and the pain kind of went away, or I just stopped noticing it really. Um, but I did kind of like waddle around a little bit, so there was some pain in like the backs of my legs. Um, this might have been because I wasn't walking around for so long, so maybe all the the toxins basically that are in this shit just concentrate in my legs. But yeah, I got it in the back of my leg, so that's the only pain though I really got from it, and it wasn't a lot either. It wasn't like ow, it's like if you just been walking a lot and for one day, or did a lot of exercise one day, and then you woke up the next day and like the place you're exercising is sore. It kind of felt like that. Um, but yeah, and so then I went downstairs, and uh, for some reason I got this like strong urge to start drawing. And the day before I had bought a notebook to maybe like write down my experiences, or write down any like inspirations that came across my mind or something like that. But instead, I ended up just using it for drawing, um, because I guess that's how my trip wanted to manifest. And so I did 2 pages. The first one was around the peak. I'd say I started drawing around 7:30, and I didn't finish till around 8:30 to 9. And this is let's put in the light. This is what I got here. It's it's pretty trippy looking, honestly. Like I'm pretty proud of it, honestly. I don't know what's supposed to represent. I've made some representations in my mind now what could mean, but I think it just looks cool. And then a bit later in my trip, more towards the come down, I also made this like some sort of like fractal gem broken glass thing. I think it looks cool. Um, but yeah, that's basically what came out of my trip for this. Any sort of insight or visions or whatever. And then also after I drew this, whenever I close my mind, close my eyes, I definitely started seeing a lot more like that, those visuals, these like lines and everything like that, those patterns. So maybe the trip had to manifest physically before I could see it, you know. Um, but yeah, after that, I also before this I had basically fasted all day. Besides the ice cream, I used to eat it. Um, So it was about 9 o'clock where I was like, huh, I have not eaten a single thing all day since about 10 o'clock the day before, right? Which I feel like probably enhanced the experience a little bit, made it a bit more potent since I had, been fasting. One of my friends, Thomas McKenna, should I say his name? Whatever, he has a YouTube channel. I'll probably link it down below. Um, he recommended fasting before doing things like LSD or shrooms or anything like that. And so I applied the same um, method towards the morning glories. Um, and yeah, I feel like it definitely worked a little. Maybe it could have been a bit less potent even if I hadn't fasted. But I'm sure if you don't fast, it'll be fine. Um, yeah, if I'm gonna probably take them again, maybe next weekend or anytime I really have free time and just a day off really, because this ended up lasting about 8 hours. I didn't feel like I had really, because I took them at 5, and I'd say the effects started around 6, but really took effect at around 7. So 2 hours later. Um, and from that, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, I was still definitely like my pupils were definitely very still dilated around like 1:30, which is around the time I went to sleep. So 6 o'clock, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. That's 8 hours, you know? Um, so 7 to 8 hours. So it definitely lasts a while. If I'd taken them earlier in the day, maybe I would have felt the come down for sure. But I definitely did go to sleep somewhat still tripping. I had some visuals going on still as I was falling asleep, which made my dreams just kind of fun, honestly. But my dreams are always fun, so yeah, I've always had quite vivid dreams, and they weren't that much different that night. But yeah, what was I talking about? Right, so I peaked around, I'd say, like 9 o'clock, and then that's when I realized I hadn't eaten all day, and so I ordered some Hardee's on DoorDash, and I didn't feel hungry, but I knew in my heart of heart that my stomach was empty. So I I was eating the burger, and I wasn't really like I want to eat this burger, but I wasn't also thinking I don't want to eat this burger, because it definitely did like make me not really want to eat, but it didn't make me not want to eat enough that I couldn't eat, So I was able to eat the burger, and I bought some fries, and I also bought a cinnamon roll. Because I didn't know they had cinnamon rolls, and they had cinnamon rolls, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'll order that." And the guy dropped it off my door. I picked it up, and I ate it, and it tasted good. You know, listened to some music. I danced a lot. I was like, "Yeah, I'm really feeling it." Um, and that was the peak, and then from there it kind of started slowly going down. Probably this come down probably slowed down because I'd eaten, so it was probably going to stay in my system a bit longer because of that. Um, but yeah, and then my father came home around like 11, and by this time I felt come down enough that I wasn't like super like trippy, so I could have a normal conversation while, you know, still being under the influence. And so we just talked for a bit, and he's like, "Your eyes are big." I'm like, "Your eyes are small," and you know, we just kind of chilled. Um, and yeah, and then I went upstairs and you know watched some YouTube videos, chilled out, made a nice night for myself, and then went to sleep. So yeah, it was a wonderful experience. I'll probably be doing again. This time with maybe 350 to 400 seeds, cause you know it was a good experience. But I expected to be stronger. Is the thing, you know. I expected to be stronger because I've taken I've taken half a tab of LSD before, and it honestly felt pretty similar because both experiences didn't really have many hallucinations, but I could feel the energy of the drug in me and stuff like that. And you know, it definitely felt like I was on both. You know, um, but yeah, I was expecting a medium dose to like feel like you know a tab of acid, I guess. But then again, I guess I've never done a full tab of acid, so I wouldn't know. Um, but yeah, so next time I definitely plan on doing more. Um, for anyone doing it for the first time, probably start with the 250 just to know what you're getting into. Maybe you have a more sensitive stomach than me, and so that way you don't want to be throwing up because I've heard that people can throw up on this stuff. You also want to. Oh, oh, okay. I nearly dropped my phone and then it showed up a thing on my phone. You definitely want to make sure that you take the 250 because you might be more your stomach might be more sensitive, or your limbs might be more achy and stuff like that. You know, everyone's different. So even though I didn't have much pain, that might not be the same for you. So yeah, again, uh, if you're dry on like LSD or something like that, these seeds might be a good analog for it. It's completely legal. Crazy enough. Definitely get untreated. Because if don't just like go to like a seed store and buy this because most of the seeds there will have most likely a fungicide on them, and that'll definitely make you sick if you eat that. So be careful about that. So when you're looking up, uh, I bought them on Amazon. Enough of dreams wash away. Um, when I bought them off Amazon, I made sure I was getting untreated, and the comments on the Amazon page were funny. It's like it's like we all know what you're getting them for. They're good. It was so funny. It was really funny. I wish I'd taken pictures. Um, but yeah, I got them for you know less than $10 for 1,500 seeds. Which if you're taking 250 every time, that's at least 6 doses. Um, and yeah, it just good purchase in general. I recommend it. Um, yeah, now I've been uploading recently. I'm going to be trying to upload more often. I've been doing my night walks like usual, so I'm going to be trying to doing that again. Though it's getting colder outside recently, so I'll probably have to bundle up. Also, it's been getting sketchier outside recently. I keep seeing weirdos just kind of walking around and staring at me, and I'm like, I don't like this. I'm going to get stabbed eventually, and I might need to bring a knife on me or something, and that just kind of ruins the mood, you know? But yeah, alright. This video is long enough. It's almost 20 minutes. Alright. Seed's good. I enjoyed it. Alright. Bye-bye.